Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Shards of Nyrn here on Dork Tales. Welcome. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly. You see him, and I am super excited to be here tonight because we have it's Shards Night, which we only get every couple weeks. So it is very nice to be back and seeing like Amy has a new setup. From the looks of it. Let me just fit you to that. There we go. Boop. And it's going to be an exciting night in Rotranon yet again. So thanks for joining us so much. Let's do some introductions, then a couple of announcements. But let's start with the introductions. Starting with Christine. Hi, Christine.
Hello. I am Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I play Malia Sunsworn, our Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Nice. All right, over in the corner we have Amy.
Hello, that is me. Hi, I am Amy. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am playing Tia Armstrong, the half-orc druid Circle of the Moon. Very excited. And yes, I have a slightly different setup right now. Like, things are kind of moved and shuffled.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And I'll just try to make sure that your green screen is also working well for me.
Yeah, it's the other thing where I'm like, I think I might need a bigger green screen. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so, but we'll see what we can do. We'll get you another one. You can staple another one on the side of it.
Yeah.
All right, down to Kat.
Hey everyone, my name's Kat. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing Ace and Rightwing. She is our half-elf ranger, Gloomstalker, Sworn of the Carrion Queen, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Nice. All right, over in the middle to Winter.
Hi, that's me, and I'm going to throw a little twist to you guys. I play Marsal, the tiefling rogue of this group. Yeah, her name's Marsal, but everyone just calls her Mars. It's her real name.
Like Parasol.
Parasol, but it's Marisol. And she has a very long name. Marisol Accardi. I multi-class her with the Warlock and the Rogue type, so she's a lot of fun to play. Happy to be here. She, her pronouns, yo.
Nice.
Yep. So if anyone remembers the name, I will give you a cookie later on in the chat.
I remember it, but like, it's my job.
It's in the notes somewhere.
It's in the notes. It's in my notes. There we go. And finally, last but not least, over to Robin.
Hi, I am Robin. I use she, her pronoun. I am second gen gamer in the Twitch chat. And tonight I am playing Fadia Stardust, the Astral Genasi Graviturgy wizard of the group, who did not do well last week or last 2 weeks with food poisoning. I think that's what I said. I think that's what happened to Fadia. In real reality, I was super dead from bottling that week. This week we are done bottling, so it is easy breezy, beautiful, just cleaning. And I'm looking forward to game tonight. I like casual Tuesdays. It's nice.
Casual Tuesdays, because the other Tuesday is going to be Strixhaven, except Patreon. Next Tuesday is actually not going to be Strixhaven. We're swapping back to Monday next week because of a scheduling thing. Ha, fooled you. But it will be Tuesdays after that. So
I'm kind of a small big deal at my work, and I am being taken away for a dinner.
You're a small big deal.
I'm a small big deal. I'm the assistant to the big deal.
All right.
That's what we call our winemaker. We're like, he's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So folks, we're going to be starting in just 1 second. Before then, I just have a couple of quick announcements to make. Number one, if you are on our Patreon, you were able to see our first game of Star Trek Lower Dorks on Monday. Oh, yesterday. God, that was only yesterday. Oof. It was a lot of fun, and I strongly suggest that you join the Patreon to see it if you can afford to. If not, it'll be out in about 3 months. Besides that,
we've got a bunch of fun.
It was really fun. We are only 2 weeks away from Dreams of Arcos, which is our new homebrew game that is set in the same world as this game. So consider tuning in for that. That's going to be open access on every other Sunday at noon Pacific. So it's good early afternoon relaxation to come and watch. So that'll be fun. And then finally, I want to thank our sponsor for the month, Bookwyrm Games, who have this brand new Kickstarter called Quest Chest. Quest Chest is this fantastic Kickstarter that you should all check out. It launched on the 6th. It is already at 200%. And let me tell you a little bit about it, because do you like immersive games? You should check out Quest Chest by Bookwyrm Games. You can engage all senses by playing a fully system-agnostic module with wax-sealed letters, metal coins, candles, actual tea, as well as narrated voiceover and custom music to set the scene. Secrets hide in plain sight with ciphers and puzzles for your players to decode. The first 2 boxes are available at bookwyrmgames.com, or you can get an entire bundle of them over at Kickstarter. You can go to questchest.info to learn more right now, or you can just search Quest Chest Kickstarter, and that'll take you right there. The Kickstarter still has about a month left in it, and I'd love to see them hit some of their stretch goals. But if you're not in the mood for getting one of those boxes, don't forget that you can go to bookwyrmgames.com, where, hey, surprise, you can save 10% by using code DORKTALES. And that includes on getting some of those like individualized quest chests. Because Bookwyrm Games has more than 168 different types of dice, from acrylic to resin, metal to liquid core, even actual gemstone dice. Bags will hold your hoard, trays will ensure that you're rolling safety. You can engage all senses while gaming with their candy dice that you can devour to intimidate your normal dice into rolling better. And you can get scented candles, which, you know, is great. Great way to gateway people into the hobby. Buy a scented candle for somebody's birthday, hook them up. Check out their 5-set mystery boxes, which, Robin, I know you bought one of those very recently.
Oh my goodness, it was so fun. I got the acrylic one, so it was like 40 Canadian, and I got 5 acrylic, or not acrylic, resin sets. It was the resin set. But they are I got some really cool ones. These are not, I don't believe these ones are available to like buy on their website, because I was looking to see what sets I got and I couldn't find them. So I think these are exclusive to the mystery boxes. I got the Warriors and Dragons box, and I have a set for Panic and a set for my Arcos characters that I did not have before. So and they go in my really lovely in my dice bag from Bookwyrm too, which is super
nice.
Soft.
So if you want to get some of those,
sponsor me.
Bookwyrm sponsor Robin specifically. Go to bookwyrmgames.com and use code DORKTALES. Happy adventuring. Thanks to Bookwyrm Games for being our sponsor. You allow us to keep the lights on. And if you want to help keep the lights on, go to patreon.com/DorkTales, which you will receive a fantastic deal. An additional 4 to 6 additional games a month. That's a lot of games for like $5. I should really raise that, but I haven't yet. So consider going to Patreon and locking that in. You'll also get access to a once a month behind the scenes podcast. And this month it is me talking to Christine. And that's going to be going up in about a week and a bit. And, or actually a little longer than that. It'll be going up right at the end of the month to entice you to stay. And it's actually a really good talk. So you should go watch that. Besides that, any other last minute questions, comments, and concerns before we begin? Cool. If I seem a little sleepy, it's because I was literally driving all day and I just got home. So I am very, very tuckered out. But you know what energizes me? Performing for y'all and playing some dungeons and or dragons. We'll see if we can find any tonight. You ready?
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Just like talking about that, performing for the audience. It's really great to see comments like, I know constantly every once in a while I see the JView always has something really nice to say, and so it's just like it's just one of those things where thank you, audience members, much. You guys are super nice.
It's true, all of it. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your lovely comments. And actually, I had one comment that I just saw recently. They're way back, but they said that they found us through the Alien tabletop role-playing game, and then they're like, "Oh, so I decided to start with Shards of Nyrn episode 1." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they were like super complimentary about how Discworldy the first episode was, and I'm like, "That's really nice. You're starting with episode 1, which is a bit. I mean, that's where you should start, but like you're starting with Shards. Okay." All right, sure. That's a long road ahead of you. Good luck.
That's definitely a decision.
That's a decision. It's a good decision, but it's a big one. It's a big one. It's like going to college in a country where you don't speak the language.
Or it's like saying, I want to get into anime. I'm going to watch One Piece in its entirety.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's like watching One Piece. We're the One Piece of the tabletop role-playing world. And with that, I think it's time for us to head into the Shards of Nyrn, Season 4, Episode 20, The Grand Tour. Last time on the Shards of Nyrn, you all divulged the secret that the Sultana of Rotranon was, in fact, some type of aboleth taken human form. From there, you witnessed a knockdown, drag-out fight between Malia and her sister, throwing magic and all form of arcane tomfoolery around the dining hall, much to the delight of the Vizier. From there, the Vizier encouraged you all to enjoy your night. Some of you went and played karaoke, and then you were dragged out that morning to meet with him, where he implored you to take care of the Sultana. After finally getting him to admit what he means by that, it turns out that he's very worried about dying without leaving anyone to take care of her, since she is kind of a hot mess. And is looking to find somebody to take care of her for life, if you get what I mean. And does not want her killed, but does want something changed in the political system. Some of you perhaps rolled well enough to know that he may be quite fixated on the eternally young Sultana. But that is to be determined a bit more further. From there, you went back to bed, and I think that is where we are going to pick up. There's a brief respite. You return to bed from that pre-dawn breakfast. Your belly's full of actually decent food for a change. Save for one of you. As the camera pans away from each of you slinking into your beds, Fadia, you are nowhere to be found. Where are you? Would you have just gone back to your room? You were sharing that room with Tia?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Can you please do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make me a wisdom save?
Sure, I can try.
You can try. That's I want you to try.
That's gonna be a 17.
Okay. And quick question for everybody. Can you hear that grinding sound? Okay, the fan on my computer is slowly dying, and it's decided to grind tonight. It doesn't always decide to, but sometimes it does. I need to get that replaced next week.
It's not picking up.
Cool. Grind 724. Fadia. The middle of the night is a particularly interesting time for you. After retreating back to the ostentatious room for a little bit of alone time and a bit of prayer on the throne, you find yourself completely drained. At least there's a running tap inside of here, so it's easy to find some water to help rehydrate you from your food poisoning. But as weak and as crummy as you are, at some point, you know that Tia will be coming back, but you sleep fitfully. There's sweat on your brow, and in the early hours of the morning, you find yourself restless. And it's there that you take a brief walk. As you head outside, the rooms that you're in have these elaborate balconies with spiraling staircases down to a garden outside. Would you go to the garden, or would you stay on the balcony and stargaze?
Oh, good question. I think she'd actually go down to the garden, because there's probably, I'm guessing with how elaborate this place is, that there's lots of flowers and plants that she probably doesn't
Absolutely
recognize. So she'd probably actually go to the garden instead of actually stargaze.
So the Valley of Rotranon is actually fairly arid in many places. Think like savanna steppes. However, here, the lush garden beneath you is beyond verdant. It is fertile and overflowing with all manner of plant. Some of them even appear to be articulate, moving and reaching upward toward the bright moonlight of the twin moons overhead. The copper-colored moon almost forming an iris above the larger gray-white moon. And as you walk down the stairwell, clutching the banister tightly as not to fall, you can hear a bit of ringing coming from further in the garden. Now, to call this a garden is to give it a bit of a, is to sell it a bit short. The garden in the palace courtyard is roughly 4 acres, perhaps 5. An immense stretch of land with deep hedgerows that segmented into different patches of topiary. Here, more jungle plants. Here, more hinterland. But as you're walking, you'll hear deeper into the garden the sound of ringing. Echoing. What do you do?
I think she'll go towards it, see what's making that ringing sound.
Sounds good. 1 second, please. As you wander that way, can you do me a favor? What's your armor class?
Depends.
Mage armor is still in effect.
Okay, cool. So then 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
As you are walking, you are going to feel something kind of brush by your hair. Turning around, you are going to see a plant roughly shaped like a lily, but with barbed fangs along it and spots that cover it with a myriad of eyes. And it's just trying to bite you, but is at the edge of its stem, just going, nyah, nyah, nyah. It hisses at you, bits of pollen, like liquid pollen, and a bit of like a slightly sour saliva kind of like arc out at your face.
She's gonna cast Mage Hand and try and like clamp it shut with her Mage Hand.
Give me a, roll me a d20. Tell me what you get.
Okay. 12.
12? You will do so. It has very little opening power.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a crocodile. It's all clamp. No opening.
Yeah.
So you're going to kind of pinch it shut like the crab and the crocodile. It's going to... It's little bits of spittle are firing out of the corners of its mouth where it's not pinched shut.
You're very interesting. Huh. What are you? Where are you from?
You don't think it speaks common?
I wonder if Tia speaks with plants. Maybe I can get her to ask it. I like you, sassy plant.
You think it might like you as well, but it wants to have you for dinner.
I don't know why, but I think I'm going to call you Audrey.
Arm class of 15. Cool. There's going to be the sound of something kind of flying over from behind you, and then as like a little seed hits the ground and rolls, this little spiked seedling like hits the ground and rolls, shaped roughly like a jack.
From the plant?
From behind you, actually, and you'll see that there is a row of tiny plants, roughly the size of a row of tulips. There are half a dozen of them, and they're making kind of like a puckery face, like a... And then as you turn around, one of them goes and fires one of these seed balls at you. And that's going to miss you as well. It's going to flow...
Huh.
The other 4 kind of and prepare to fire as well.
Reaction shield, so my AC's 20 now for the round.
Okay, that's a 15, that's a 9, that's an 11, and that is, what is your AC? Oh no, that's a 12.
My AC's 20 now.
Okay, so they're just gonna, and they're all just gonna go ding 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 off your shield.
I like this garden. It has sass. Huh.
Thank you very
So
much.
Oh.
And as you hear this voice, a figure will be standing behind you, nearly 10 feet tall. This shadow just suddenly goes into frame, and you will see these immense flopping ears. And what appears to be a snake reaching toward you in the dark. Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's a trunk.
Yeah.
This is one of the Loxodon that you met earlier.
I was gonna say, do I recognize him?
Yes, this is Barabara.
Barabara.
The male of the two. You can see large ivory tusks that have been ornately painted, swooping out from his mouth. Kind of painted with like mandalas and like spiraling designs all the way to the tip, which are left white.
Is this yours?
This garden?
Yeah.
I tend to it from time to time, but I suppose it's everyone's garden. The Sultana's garden, the Vizier's garden. Yes,
It's lovely.
yes, the biting nettles are mine, though. Well, it is. It's
the sassy one?
yes, the big one. The spitting tulips. I actually don't know what they're called. I'm just assuming. Those come from north toward Ustalar, if I'm not mistaken.
Very interesting. I like
Yes.
a garden that fights back.
You're one of the guests that are staying here, correct? The blue one. Funny group you have. You have a red one, a blue one, a purple one, a green one. I suppose a brown one and a yellowish one as well. Is that to help tell you all apart?
I guess that makes it easy. No, I kind of found them on my own. Or they found me. They were all together. Before Matt, I didn't ask if they were doing it for color coordination.
Very useful.
It is. I'm Fadia. Instead of the blue one, though that's easier for you. Bara.
You can just call me Bara.
Bara.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Is that easy for your dialect, bara bara? Or is that too complex for your humanoid mouth?
No, that's fine. I also I speak many other languages.
Oh, good. It's always such a worry not knowing exactly how mouths work. I mean, first off, there's a little furry one. He can speak just about anything that you put in front of him, usually quite loudly. But then the vizier, of course, is very well educated, so I assume that he can speak everything that comes through. Some dwarves seem to have problems with bara bara. I'm not sure why they would, since it sounds, it seems pretty basic. And it just, most of them just call me beer beer. I don't know if that's a thing, but yes, good. But I noticed, if you don't mind, you are a strange one. Blue skin is not something I usually see. An air genasi? A genasi of some variety?
Yes.
Oh, good. Your people do come through here from time to time. The Sultana has a good relationship with the genasi of the Manor Wastes.
Oh?
Yes. Yes. Quite a few of the tribes still exist in the Manor Wastes.
Oh. Wonderful.
Yes. Yes, quite.
I would definitely love to meet up with some of them. I'm a little out of my time, I guess I would say. Trapped in a crystal and all that.
Trapped in a crystal? Oh! Trapped in a crystal. So you've been to... You're from the mines?
The mines?
Oh, nothing at all, nothing. I was I'm wondering, perhaps I misspoke. So you're, the pleasure is mine to make your acquaintance. Remember, roll deception. Hold on.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna roll.
Oh god, I rolled as well as I covered that, so that's good.
Good. Okay, I was gonna.
So roll above a 6. No, I'm gonna say that's an 8. He's probably he lies to people.
Do I get advantage for how poor for your performance?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's a 16 plus.
Yeah, you're good.
6,
Ooh.
So 22.
You can see he's beginning to get a little red around the ears.
What's in our crystals are in... Have you met more genasi from the mine?
Oh, no, not genasi. No, I was, no. I'm afraid I misspoke. Wonderful night we're having, though. Look at the stars. I'm afraid it's not my... I was mistaken. I apologize. Are you looking for more genasi? I could introduce you. You appeared to not... You were trapped in a crystal. Oh, how do tell. The plant keeps trying to gum at your head.
Is there more than one of those plants?
No. Well, I mean, not in this section. They tend to slowly migrate and then either mate or eat each other. I mean, mate is not really the right word. They reproduce, at the very least, depending on their I mean, there are many different variations. I really don't think that going into deep horticulture is something that would be entertaining to you. Although, if you would be interested, I would not mind speaking of horticulture.
I like the sass of this one, and I was wondering if you'd be willing...
Oh, well, this one is absolutely mine, but I could get you a clipping if we drop the subject right now.
Sure, as long as one could be mine.
Of course, I'm sure that I could do that. It would be, yes, the pleasure is mine.
I would like to use my, I think this is my last use of the Starsight ability.
Okay. Okay, so what are you using it on?
I would like to ask a question about this about their nature.
Okay.
In reference to this, what they know about the mine and things in crystals.
I don't think that the Starsight gives you telepathy.
No, that's true. No, that's right.
This is a Loxodon.
That's true.
I will tell you that. It is a Loxodon, and the challenge rating is below yours.
Yeah. One simple question about their nature. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's not quite telepathy. All right. Okay, fair. All right.
Yes, oh, you have such pretty eyes. Look how they glow. Oh, much like the stars. Well, I shan't keep you for the evening, but I can have one of these delivered to you shortly, in the next day or so. But you said that you don't know about the mana wastes and the tribes?
I'm not from around here.
But you're a Genasi. I thought most of the Genasi were from around here.
I've been away for a bit.
Oh, isn't that just the way? Yes, well, makes sense. Well, to be fair, I went on an exchange for a bit of a time as well, so I understand.
You know, a gap year or two.
Oh, I was sent away to boarding school in Orient. Thus the accent, it is affected a bit. My wife has quite a problem with it. She said, "Oh, you're being so pretentious, stop it." But it's just the way I speak. Anyway,
Of course.
I just had one brief question for you. How does your friend manage it? The tiefling.
Manage what?
Does she use a disguise spell or something? I noticed that she was not disguised. She was very obviously a tiefling when she arrived.
We're all about owning ourselves in this party.
Oh, yes, I wasn't implying slavery, but
No, owning ourselves is in like who we are and being our true selves and not hiding that.
Has that gone well? Because I know for a fact that
said I'm newish to this group, so far it's been pretty good.
But she seems comfortable in revealing her Nyrnish heritage.
I think she looks hot.
Attractiveness besides the point. In many cultures inside of Argeny and Telusia, let alone Emery's, being a tiefling is a jailable offense or worse.
All I'd say is they would have to be able to jail her. You know, capture her and render her and us. So if anyone had a problem, they'd have to go through all of us first.
Understood. Well, you should be safe inside of Rochanan.
I was going to say, is that a problem?
No, not here. Not here. Not here. The religion of Nyrn, Nyrnish customs, are very much accepted here. Rochanan is a bit behind the times, like yourself, and has been for, well, more than the last 500 years since the goddess vanished. I worry. You seem like fine adventurers, and you've put the Vizier in a good spirit. It's nice to see that from time to time. He's a bit of he's a bit in the doldrums usually.
Oh. Well, you know, I'd rather make someone smile than the opposite. I guess frown. That's the word.
Yes, I think frown is probably the probably the correct usage there. I would say, and as you'll hear the sound of crunching gravel, kind of approaching, large amounts of crunching gravel, kind of coming down the path, and you'll notice that that ringing sound has stopped. Another Loxodon, dressed in brighter colors, but with no visible tusks, will say, "Haven't you talked her ear off enough? Come on, love. It's time for our nightly walk." Excuse me. I should be headed out. It was a pleasure to meet with you.
Yes, the pleasure is all mine.
Oh, was it? Oh, yes, I see. Yes, of course. Yes.
Is this the missus?
Yes, yes, it, yes, this is, yes. Well, I should be going. Clippings. I will have them for you, very soon.
Thank you, Bara. It was a pleasure talking with you, and I look forward to the clippings. This plant is quite...
I'm CC, the other one will say. Nice to meet you.
Do you want me to call you just C, or is CC your full?
Well, CC's what I use in common, she says. But, I mean, if you think, I mean, it's a bit late at night for me to be using my real name, if you get my drift. And her trunk will kind of go, and just let a little out.
Fair. I was just wondering, because Bara just told me to call him Bara, so I just didn't know if CC was also supposed to be just C.
You're on that again, are you? Well, just don't worry about it. And a pleasure to meet you, but it's date night.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, it's very interesting garden here.
Yeah, he's very interesting. That's why I married him. Don't try and steal my man away.
I wouldn't.
I'm joking. You couldn't handle him. I can barely handle him most of the time.
Okay.
Anyway.
Enjoy your date. Mm-hmm.
All right. Come on. And a pleasure to meet you. Goodbye. And they will continue walking arm in arm throughout the garden.
All right. Guess I'm going to the mines at some point. Fady's gonna mutter to herself.
And as you continue your walk through the garden, or begin heading back up, matters not how much time you spend out here. What matters is, as you wander in, eventually, before the dawn, you will see that in the valley and at the edge of Rotranon, there where the palace is, at the crown jewel of the crown that is the valley system there, the stars are incredibly bright. And overhead, the broken belt that surrounds the world glitters. And you could swear for just a moment that you can see a piece of it streak across the skyline. They say that's good luck. By the time you make it back into the bedroom, Tia has already returned and is actually shutting the door. Actually, you know what? Make me a roll, Tia. Ooh, damn.
Am I adding anything to this?
Nope, you're just doing a timing roll.
Then I rolled a 14.
A 14? All right, so Tia, you have just slid into bed and have locked the door, slid into bed, and have just kind of cozied down on your pillow again to get a few more hours of sleep before the dawn, when you are going to hear a little tick as the door to the balcony opens. And you'll see Fadia make her way inside, looking a bit better than she was before.
You okay there?
Yeah. Much better. Just went for a bit of a bit of an early morning stroll. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I was trying to be quiet.
Yeah, I haven't managed to get back to sleep yet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, was chatting with the Loxodon, and I think we may have to go into the mines at some point, but no, that's probably a conversation for when we wake up. I hope your guys' evening went well.
It was enlightening.
Did you tell the others about the aboleth?
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
Almost. You know, I think it's fine. I think I played it off.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine.
After speaking with Tia, you guys get some sleep. A few hours pass of blissful slumber. Enough to, of course, regenerate all of your hit points, regenerate all of your spell slots. And you are woken in the morning by the sound of a different bell. Out in the hallway, there will be a little tong, tong, tong of a little lunch bell being rang for each of you. It's about 10th bell in the morning, 10th hour. They let you sleep in pretty late today. And if you don't respond to the bell within the first couple of minutes, is anybody heading out right away? Is anybody fighting it?
I think Tia's gonna try and get up pretty quickly.
Yeah, if we don't get
it.
up with Tia,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Asen and Mars, from your bed, are you having the snoozles, or are you getting up too?
I'm tired.
Asen's also having some snoozies.
Asen doesn't sleep.
Night night.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, she doesn't, but
It's comfy.
she'll reluctantly get up and go.
At the door, a dwarven servant is standing next to it, and as you open the door, the dwarf will turn and look at you. Big mutton chops that have been braided and hang halfway down the side of his face. And a surprisingly well-groomed mustache area, like it's completely bare, just a strip of flesh there. He'll turn and look at you and go, excuse me, lass. Can you tell the purple one as well to be coming? You've all been requested today.
Yeah, I'll let her know.
It's
I should probably get dressed, shouldn't I? Oops.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, we'll be out in a minute. And she's just gonna turn and close the door.
Do elves not have anybody here? The lass was as bare as a ham hock. How do elves keep warm in the winter? He'll just be muttering to himself as he walks off down the hall. His mutton chops kind of like frizzing with just confused sexual tension.
Oh my.
A few minutes pass, and you'll find yourselves all sitting in once more in a completely different area. You all are walked out around to somewhere actually Fadia has seen at this point. A broad stone table there at the base of the palace gardens. The gardens, of course, are equipped with no end of fountains that continuously go like showering down. You are seeing now, as you are in the center of this, that initially all of the fountainage inside of the garden, it starts off pretty normal, like, oh look, it's a flower that's erupting. And then can I get an insight roll off of everybody here?
Is this just an erotic garden?
17.
We'll see what you...
18.
Well,
What's 16?
28.
So that's
28.
an insight.
insight.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh God, everybody. Mars?
Oh boy.
Cadam's got a 2.
Nice. Catamus is like, look at these.
I'm sorry, but
flowers.
was I adding to it?
Your insight score.
My insight. So I'm at 19.
19. So as you're sitting there, you're like, wow, these like fountains that are everywhere and these statues are really... Oh. Wow, look. Plant stamens. A lot of them. Nice bean sprout shaped things and mushrooms that are firing liquid everywhere. And look, that plant sure is very that is a rosebud or tulips, and they are leaking significant amounts of water from their center. And oh look, that statue of that, those are, no, that's not, they're not hugging. Oh, are those tieflings?
Fadia is going to, you're just going to see this like purple just bubble up under Fadia's cheeks.
The garden is rife with pornographic statuary. Is the nice quick way to say this. And in the center of it is this gorgeously carved granite tiefling menage a trois of writhing bodies, all of which are kind of throwing their heads back in ecstasy, water streaming down their cheeks in tears of joy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. You're not sure where the individual statuaries begin, where they kind of merge in with each other. It's a very tangled, massive forms. And you were at this large stone table that is built with these luxurious, well, you've seen claw-footed. Except that this table is likewise carved with various anatomical depictions in it. In fact, the table has, how to say this for Twitch's terms of service? Well, you've all seen truck nuts. The table is like the edging on the table is phrasing, right? Is all manner of mosaic of eroticism. On the corners of each part of the table is shaped vaguely mammaristically, complete with a pert little nub.
I think Mally is gonna nudge Fady and be like, "You've got your hand on a tit."
Even darker purple. She's gonna just like gently caress it and then
Fadia, don't you like that?
That's why I went to touch it. I was just surprised by grabbing.
I hate these chairs. I can't get comfortable. Malia, can you? They're just... And Cadamus is going to put his hands down on the side of the chairs, which have these two ramrod-shaped mushroom-like growths on the edge of the armchairs, and he's going to start, like, kind of scooting back and forth with his hands on the shafts, trying to scoot his chair in.
I don't know, you look quite comfortable with what you're holding.
So many fucking flowers. What is this?
That would be an apt description. Yeah.
So,
Hey, thank you. I've been topside a few times. I'm not just from the mines, you know.
So you're familiar not just with going down, but being on top as well.
Oh yeah, I've been on. I mean, yeah, I've been on top. Years probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm well traveled. I was a mercenary for about 20 years.
So I haven't gone down in how long?
Oh, since the last time I've been. I mean, but no, that's not true. I met you lot underground in Onion.
Are you asking leading questions?
Yes.
Just
Fady, if you want to know more about me and like, are you just trying to learn about Dwarven society? Oh, you weren't there last night. I sang a humdinger.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Nice dwarven dirge.
I guess I'll have to ask for an encore, right?
Depends if they've got mimosas.
I will make sure there's mimosas to hear this again.
You know, if you look at that bush, Malia, that bush kind of looks like a wiener. It is the one thing in the garden that doesn't look like a wiener.
Everything else here looks like that.
What? No.
Look at the armrests again.
No. What? Throws his hands up.
Mally's just gonna start laughing. Oh yeah, the table edge, and she's just gonna start pointing to everything that she can spot.
Fada's gonna start to caress the tit on the side of the table.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Aeson's gonna just caress the armrest. Just gently.
The stonework. As a dwarf, you're admirers of stone,
Yeah.
right?
You
I mean,
are
it's
all
fine
so much more
stonework.
brave than I, because I don't trust that someone hasn't touched these in a way. I don't know when these were cleaned last.
Yeah, Mally's definitely not been touching stuff.
But yeah,
Fadia's-
he is not touching anything.
Doesn't
Aeson,
have
I was gonna-
prestidigitation. Shit.
Aeson, I was going to say that you have got good technique, but I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good morning, says a dwarven steward that heads out, has approached the table, and has a fleet of dwarves with these big trays next to him. Breakfast is served. The Sultana is sleeping in late today, but I have been informed to let you be informed, one might say, that the Vizier specifically chose breakfast for you.
Fantastic.
Not eating food in a
Very,
day.
very thoughtful.
Please enjoy the delights of the pleasure garden.
Mally's just gonna kind of quirk an eyebrow at him.
Is the dwarf that Aeson opened the doors naked to here?
Yeah, he's like walks up right in front of you with a big tray of food. And... Good morning.
When he says pleasure garden, she's gonna wink at him.
The dwarf is going to turn very red because as he's in front of you, he has this big dome serving tray and he's going to... And in it is a bucket of ice ringed with shelled oysters.
You picked this out yourself.
No. Here. And he'll reach into his apron and pull out a bottle of hot sauce and set it down. Bon appetit.
Thank you so much.
And breakfast is going to be served. Breakfast is a seafood-forward brunch. There's shrimp cocktails. There's oysters on the half shell. There are various like hand foods as well. We're talking as well like cheese platters, deviled eggs. Very, very brunch-based things.
I was gonna say, if this is all seafood based, this is gonna be such a slurpy breakfast. Oh
It is
my
a
God.
very well, it's something you're eating in the pleasure garden. As
I know.
well, there are a number of fruit drinks that are being served to you. Very, very exotic fruits that many of you have probably not had before. We're talking mangoes, passion fruits. You know what? Fake fruit name generator. Fruit.
I think everyone at the table is going to see Fadia eat with a lust that has not been seen from her because did not eat the secret breakfast at the karaoke, so she has not eaten for like a day. So she's just like tiny body, but so much food.
All right. And so with that, you are going to be served all manner of food, enough to fill your boots. And midway through the meal, as you're just kind of enjoying yourselves and being quite liquored up, if you are interested in that.
Yes.
Dude, like, what do you want? You want Mai Tais, you want pina coladas. They've got all form of ice drinks. They've got all the brunch staples. You can get gladiators, mimosas, Caesars.
It's breakfast time. She'll have a screwdriver.
A screwdriver?
Jason's
All right.
just going to have some Bellinis.
Some Bellinis? Yeah, okay, that sounds good. They have a halfling on bar, yeah, the
Molly doesn't
halfling
have ale.
I've never heard of a gladiator, so I looked it up. That actually doesn't sound too bad.
gladiator and a screwdriver are very, very similar, if not the same thing, depending on where you are.
It's bourbon versus
Oh, is that the difference?
vodka. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then amaretto as well.
Oh, I love a good amaretto.
Right? That's what I'm like, oh, actually, a gladiator sounds better than a screwdriver. Huh.
Nearby, some music will begin playing, kind of drowning out the sound of your... Good morning, everyone. How are you all? The vizier says as he walks in wearing these long robes, so long that two dwarven valets have to carry them behind him to prevent them from dragging in the dirt. So, did you have an excellent slumber this morning?
I mean, for someone who doesn't sleep, yeah.
Oh yes, how pitiful.
Sometimes it'd be really nice to just, zonk out and just sleep.
Oh, I do pity you. Change songs, please. No, not that. That's something for later. How about... How about...
Oh,
Yes, quite, there we are. A nice bit of lute music. So, good morning. How are all of you? Did you have time to discuss what we proposed this morning?
I think everyone went to sleep.
I still think you should do the resurrection route.
But I cannot do the
It does seem
resurrection
nice.
route, for I will not contain my heritage. I
So
need...
So you want to live forever so you can continue loving,
And
protecting,
loving. Who said anything about
caring. I was just
you-
brought up to speed. Caring deeply.
Yes. Yes. The Sultana is asleep, so we may speak privately inside of the pleasure garden.
Why wouldn't? Have you tried? Tia, how does becoming a druid work? Do you have to be born it? Can you learn
no.
it?
You can learn it. I learned.
Haven't I heard of some druids living forever, as in their body?
I shan't convert to Druidism.
All right, well, there's an easy fix that you just shut down.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't. I
you
don't
also shut
believe
down the
in
reincarnation
nature.
route.
I don't need to live forever. I mean, as nice as it would be.
I mean, what about a wish spell?
Yes,
find a
can any of you
source?
cast that?
And no, I need to be
No.
much higher in trained. But I can cast that eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I could cast wish if once I'm learned in it, but that's a high amount of magic.
Yes, well, I would... If you could cast Wish, but you're a Genasi. Don't you have ties to the realms of the genies?
No.
Bugger and blast. What's up with you, my soul sister? He wiggles his eyebrows at Mars. You look like you're not enjoying your shrimp cocktail.
Needs more vodka. As she'll take a gulp
More
and
vodka.
then pour
More
the
vodka.
top with more.
A dwarf will wander. Sorry about that. Vodka, 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 vodka.
Perfect.
And we'll top it off with one more shrimp. Thank you, Horatio.
Shrimp.
Good.
Shrimpies.
Yes. Well.
What is on the schedule for today?
Yes, well. I have very important news to convey to you. So, you've agreed to help me, then? To protect and take care of. To take care of the Sultana once and for all.
I have a question for you.
Oh, sorry. Yes, to protect her once and for all. Once and for all. Yes, yes. To make sure she's taken care of.
Is there
I'm doing it again, aren't I?
is there any
You might need
indication?
to, like, consider some therapy for that.
Yes, yes, it is a bit of a speech impediment.
Is that just your laugh?
It's just my laugh. I've laughed like that since I was a tiny child.
You must have been a very frightening child.
I didn't have very many friends. I'm sorry, Lady Mars. Please continue.
Is there any indication or intel of there being a hit or attack being planned right now on the Sultana that makes you want to protect her more so even now? Or any enemies that she has that is just waiting for her?
Enemies.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they're enemies within and enemies without. Any empress, like the Sultana, of course, has many disparate factions wishing to claim her power.
Okay.
There are, and unfortunately, in order to acquiesce to your proposal, I must invite some of those rogue elements into Rotranan.
I see. You got names?
Yes. Should you choose to help me, I will arrange a get-together in 2 days hence. I shall summon dignitaries from Fandelia, from Ustral, from Exela, from Alzar, from the Manor Wastes, from Orien, and from Sirene.
Right. I'll look to the group. Does that sound reasonable?
I think that's reasonable.
Of course, getting those representatives into one place will be difficult, but once they're there, it will be up to you to woo them, as they say.
That makes sense.
Good.
You have, I have no doubt in your abilities to gather all of these dignitaries. You're so charming and capable of what you do.
Thank you. Rotranan is a hub, being a center of trade between all of these nations is quite beneficial. It has given us our power. However, it also is our greatest weakness, for it means anyone who wishes to seize the throne would gain access to the trade routes. Thankfully, we border enough nations that they seem to keep themselves in check. But who knows how much longer that peace will last. I really could use some coffee. Could I get some coffee, please? Thank you, thank you. I don't know why I'm saying please. I'm the vizier.
It's plain.
Yes, but I'm above the station of these dwarves. No, not of all dwarves.
Mally's
Not of,
gonna kind of give him a glare at the way he said dwarves.
well, not of all dwarves. There are citizens. There are. They work for us. These are the skull-necked dwarves. They work the mountains. Yes.
And I'm not seeing why that means you shouldn't be polite to them.
Because I don't do. Are you a noble?
Yes.
Apparently,
No.
seems like
I'm not.
Where are you a noble from?
inadvertently.
Avocado Thestorel.
Hold on, I got
The right wing family.
The right wing family. I'm gonna do do a persuasion check. Oh yes, it's the right wings. Yes, of course. So you understand it completely.
I also used to be an asshole to everybody who is employed by my family.
See, it makes.
Now I'm not.
Yeah, but you are not.
I learned how to be polite.
Well, I just said please, so I'm very polite.
Exactly.
Well. So we have an agreement. I will set up the meeting.
And we will
Just
help
thank
you
the
figure
coffee.
out how to protect her ongoing.
Yes.
Do you have
Protect.
any ideas, candidates? Somebody you think would be great to take over from you?
Well,
Can we find you a wife and you can have a kid and then pass it on to
a
your
wife.
kid?
I mean, you would have me. Me? I would be. A wife?
Because then you could have a kid, raise the kid to look after the Sultana, and make it a lineage thing. You better trust in your own blood.
Yes, this would be acceptable if you were to find me a suitable partner.
And just think, if you wanted them to be able to live for a long time, you could have a half-elf child, and then they would be able to outlive a lot of people.
It sounds a
And
little
the
bit
Sultana
like
would be-
eugenics, but fair, yes.
Well, just
I
saying.
mean, that's what they do.
Sometimes take advantage of what you have, right?
But then there would be elves on the throne, and no offense, your human half is far more desirable than whatever you have going on the elven side of you. Besides...
I mean, other than the aesthetics,
No, the aesthetics are nice. Everyone likes the long ears. But I mean, look at Mars. You have long ears, you have horns. Very, very sexy. Very sexy. I'm not objectifying you. I'm just I guess I am objectifying you. I'm sorry. I wasn't intending
So you
to...
want a tiefling wife?
If I could have a
Actu-
tiefling wife.
Okay, so now I need to find him a tiefling.
Well, there are no tieflings, really. Not terribly many of them, at least. I am 1/16th tiefling.
Hey, Mars,
What?
what happened to your friend?
I was just thinking about that.
What?
She's out there somewhere.
I'm
You have a friend?
sure
Oh, how
that
good for you.
this sort of position would appeal to her.
I
Somewhat.
am 100% blanking on the name other than
Nona?
wait. Nona, yeah, because I was listening to Blink 182 when I was thinking about her and naming that character. Yeah, so Nona is who I'm thinking of here. Yep, she's another tiefling out in the world.
What percentage is her? I guess that is kind of gross and eugenic-y to be asking that, but how tiefling is she? Does she have a tail?
I think she's a first generation tiefling.
Her and I were both cursed at the same time.
Cursed?
Yeah, I was human before.
So really, your whole concern about not being able to have your tiefling blood is kind of a moot point.
By Nyrn. Nyrn changed us. I don't think it's as much of a curse.
As you should not. You were blessed by the goddess Nyrn.
That's right.
This.
Do you have to say Nyrn like that all the time in here? Is that respectful?
But that still brings up the point of just how tiefling are you tiefling? Are we half and half? Are we full? There's no way to really gauge that. I'm not sure. It's an interesting question.
It is an interesting question.
Praise Nyrn.
Praise Nyrn, yes. Yes. Praise Nyrn. Praise Nyrn. He does he does a symbol you're not accustomed to.
As I said, if you want to do the life, if later when I'm a higher level mage, for a fee, I could cast wish on you.
That would leave the Sultana without someone to take care of her in the meanwhile.
I mean,
what's...
How much does the Sultana really need someone to look after her?
Very much.
Are you...
Have you seen how precious she is?
Now?
Or is it more to keep her in check?
It is, well, it's, I mean, it's a bit of,
Bit of both.
Yeah.
You can be honest with us. It's okay.
I am honest with you. The Sultana needs to be protected. Sometimes that might be from herself.
Have you also considered having an adult conversation with her?
One second.
Yes, she's in...
Yes, an adult conversation.
Speak to her like she's an adult, not treat her like a child. She may have the mindset of it, but she's also probably wise.
And for there to be an heir, like, can she actually live forever? If not, things happen. But would a aboleth and an aboleth have to... What happens? Like, can she have a child?
An aboleth? What do you... What? What? What?
Aizen's just gonna put her head in her hands.
What do you mean?
Malia's got her face in a tankard of ale.
Aboleth? I'm sorry, please.
Mars, I think you might have had a bit too much to drink this morning.
Oh, probably.
Well,
make me a deception roll, Mars.
With calamari all over the banquet.
Can I assist that roll?
I rolled a 15
trying,
on that one.
With trying to convince him that that Mars has just had a bit too much to drink.
Sure, you can assist. That'll allow Mars to... I'll say that was allowing Mars to roll without disadvantage, because that's still... Jumping to Aboleth is weird.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I do feel that The Rotranan royal bloodline and the bloodline of the Sultana should remain present inside of Rotranan. Anybody who wants to can make an insight roll. It's difficulty of not much.
Yes. Shouldn't she also get
19.
27.
27.
15.
He doesn't know what he actually is trying to ask and set up. He is clueless to himself. But would you get Mars?
I rolled a 15
Nice.
originally. Was there another one that we just did?
Yeah, for insight.
Insight.
To vibe checking.
I only got a 9 on it.
Okay. So your question still stands. And Amy, what'd you get?
For insight, that was a 12.
A 12? Okay, so you can kind of vibe check him as well. It's kind of weird. The rest of you are going to get the sense that he's trying to figure out exactly what he wants. He is oblivious to what he actually wants. Yes, I do think that she should marry as well. She needs to propagate the line. Ideally, both of us should. In order to ensure that Rotranan is in the correct hands moving forward.
So you want a partner, you want her to have a partner,
Yes!
and so you want to continue the bloodline,
Yes?
both yours and hers.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
you need two separate people?
Why not just combine them?
Yeah.
Why not just combine them into one person?
Well, how would we do that exactly?
You marry the Sultana.
Mm.
And have kids together.
Whoa,
Malia doing that
everyone,
at
I
the
think we're moving way too fast for him. Slow down before his brain breaks.
Points
Yeah.
at all the dicks and tits on the.
And Mars, just to play up the being drunk, she'll be like, congratulations!
Do you think what she
I mean, who better than somebody who actually respects her?
Yeah,
Yes,
you'd worship her.
Would you truly trust somebody else?
I respect
Respect her? Mally is kind of slightly enjoying breaking his brain just a little bit.
Only slightly?
but the Sultana is.
She also finds it a little pathetic, but she's kind of enjoying it.
I could not be. What? Oh.
Well, you're the vizier, so. And of the Rotranan bloodline, right?
Yes.
That makes the most
So
sense.
who else would you pick for her then, if not?
Yeah, you seem
Oh,
like
I
the.
don't know.
Unless you think that
candidate.
because
Mars?
she's not a tiefling, she's not qualified, which seems like you're disrespecting her.
What did you
she's
say?
very qualified. I would choose you, Mars. You tiefling blood. Perhaps you could create heirs with the Sultana.
Would that work?
Uh,
I look at Fadia.
with the polymorph potion. Wouldn't that work? You could get you know, and he's like kind of sitting there idly, kind of like stroking the arm of his chair, not knowing what he's doing.
I was like, just think, wouldn't it make sense to have just a single bloodline instead of two separate ones?
Yes, that
because
was the
you have
way
a
that-
partner,
Yes.
she has a partner. Now there's two bloodlines running the place rather than just combine them
It-
into one.
Yes, but she would
Valley.
never acquiesce.
Have you asked?
You could ask.
Let
You could
Mars
say-
feed the idea first, and then you can ask.
Yes.
I mean, you could instead of asking, why don't you offer yourself to her purposes for continuing her bloodline?
I would like
And it's
everyone
less
to
you're
make
asking
me.
her to brood for you.
Everyone make me a group persuasion roll. This is like a group stealth
This is
roll.
just like the dating. This is a dating game. We're trying to hook them up.
Yeah.
Adam's rolled a 3.
23.
Academous.
19.
With
All right, sounds
persuasion?
good. So
That's a
that's
12.
23 for Mars.
4.
It's a 12 for Tia. That's a 4 for Fadia. That's...
Hi, Raid.
Hey, Raid. Good to see you. Okay, that is a very high for Asen. That is a fail for Cadamus. And Malia, what did you get?
Nat 20, bitch.
You got a nat 20 on this?
23!
Okay.
Molly's just like determined to get him laid.
That's fair. You guys came in at a very interesting time. So Cadamus will be like, yeah, just go for it. Come on. If you want a girl, you've got to be a man about it. Come on.
Yeah. You gotta be a man about it.
Hey, you know what? this is
Yeah,
good.
Academous.
You
Go
just gotta
there.
walk up to her and tell her you love her.
Yeah, Academous, he needs to grow a pair and just ask out the girl
Look,
that he likes.
as someone who was a guy for a long time, I know how difficult it can be to go up to a girl that you like and to tell her how you feel until they, decide to leave you for a dragon. Anyway, that's besides the point.
Here's some tea
But-
that I wasn't expecting here.
But the point stands that
Must be
I know
nice
how
and
difficult it
tea.
can be.
Some chai tea,
To-
please.
Isn't that TT?
TT.
No, the TT's right here, and he'll squeeze like the edge of the table.
Oh my god.
And I've got a pair. It's right here. And he'll like reach under the table, and you hear as a bit of the statuary that's like built to move moves.
Oh my god.
Why
Wait, you
is it?
can use this statue? Oh.
Yeah, the table has truck nuts.
There's a reason that I
So-
am not touching anything.
So
Are you eating any of the food?
when-
Oh, sorry.
When-
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
It's the
Oh,
shrimp.
God.
Shrimp
The
is
oysters,
never
baby.
easy. Yeah.
So, sorry, Kat. What were you saying?
Slurp.
When was the last time that you and her maybe shared a meal together with no one else around?
A while.
Quite a while.
When was the last time you invited her out on a walk of the grounds?
Yeah, take her to the pleasure garden.
Maybe not to the pleasure garden right away. Maybe end there.
That's too strong. Too strong.
So start in the
It's a bit
horror garden.
The horror
No,
garden?
what garden?
The horror garden. Horror. Fear.
Oh, horror.
Okay, maybe
Horror.
start
What did
with
you
dinner.
think?
No, that's
Dinner
the garden that
in
I
the
belong in,
horror
Fadia.
garden. Yes, that could work. Yes.
Why
Good.
don't you just
You'll be
start with giving her,
terrified.
like,
Huh?
a full bouquet of flowers or something?
Yes.
That won't
setting-
try and eat her
Oh,
Yes.
or be otherwise nefarious or gross.
Oh, yes, I suppose that could
Jewelry
work.
as well. Girls like jewelry.
Yes. A nice, solid chain of adamantine to show,
No
with a
gem.
built-in shackle,
No,
to show
no.
my
Or
commitment to
crystals.
her.
No, crystals.
Okay,
The shackles are for later.
For later.
for later.
Consensually.
If
Yeah.
if you end up being into that,
You can borrow mine.
Oh,
you really want to lend those out?
Or mine.
oh.
We can see which ones are better.
Mhm.
Ooh, yeah, we totally could.
Twinsies.
Yay!
I have
Just
a
what
whip
have
if
you
need
two
to
been
borrow.
doing on this ship?
Well, I mean, I've been collecting a whole bunch of stuff since we started. Now I actually get to make
And
use
remember, Asen doesn't
Oh.
sleep.
I don't
Oh my
sleep.
goodness.
Yes, I will have to consider this. The meeting with the others will be in 2 days hence.
So we have 2 days to get you to ask her out on a date.
Yes.
We will get him ready.
I will
Cute
tell
All right.
montage where we are a la Beauty and the Beast.
And then that
You're-
music. Da da da. Da,
Oh,
da,
God.
da. We're gonna get him fit to ask her out.
What's wrong with
Drink.
Well, the rest of your day is up in the air.
A tour of the place. Someone mentioned.
Oh yes,
earlier.
you were supposed to go on a tour with Lady Oxeagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that could be
Sounds right.
arranged, of course. I would be happy to arrange that.
Perfect.
Uh,
And
gotta
maybe
stop. You
work
gotta
on your laugh a little bit.
Hey, who knows? Maybe she's into it.
It's extremely creepy.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a
but-
little unsettling. I feel like he's putting a tour together to put us to our death.
What? No, it's actually quite enjoyable.
I think we just have to start ignoring
Mm,
the tone.
Yes,
yeah, it's true.
You can't demand somebody change themselves.
yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
Genuine question. If
Yes.
you were plotting to lead someone to their doom, how would you laugh about it? Or would you laugh at all?
if I was plotting to lead someone to their doom,
Yes, let's hear your
As a
evil laugh.
hypothetical.
hypothetical evil. Oh! That was
Okay, you
pretty
know, I
evil,
do think
wasn't it?
that's actually worse.
Is that evil enough?
Yeah, no, that's great.
That was perfectly evil.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wow.
Like an evil clown, yes, good.
Why would you do an evil clown?
Yes. What?
Why not just evil?
Because evil
clown?
clowns are terrifying. Have you ever met an evil clown?
No.
Okay, better question:
What?
Has anyone
Don't recall, I don't think
has
so.
anyone ever met a not evil clown?
I've definitely met non-evil clowns.
Yeah.
They're delightful.
No.
Oh, I didn't think they existed.
Yes, no, yes.
I thought
quite
aren't
friendly.
all clowns evil?
Yes.
No.
They come from the elemental
No,
plane of
they're not.
clowning. Which
Yeah,
is
they're awful
a
things.
chaotic evil realm of custard and terror.
Sometimes they're just humans with face paint on and a funny wig
That's
who
what
make
people should
like
think.
weird balloon animals and juggle with colorful balls.
I mean, clowns are just creepy.
Then in that case, I leave you in the capable hands of my valet. My friends, I thank you for joining with me on our endeavor. I will summon the regents from far-off lands, and together we shall conquer.
Just when you're putting together this meal. Also, if you do get together with the Sultana, just find a really nice way to tell her that her food choices are just. You should leave the food to you.
Actually,
Why don't
you?
you just get a chef that cooks?
We had a chef. The last chef, he couldn't take it anymore, and it was quite a messy scene. Ended up being
I
fed
see.
to some of the topiary.
Does she actually want the responsibility of having to deal with the meals all the time? Like, couldn't you just be like, oh yeah, we'll just get this dude to do it?
No. I mean, she eats in special occasions, but for Sultana, everything is a special occasion.
Yes, and so for these dignitaries, we need edible food.
Yes. I'll tell them that it's a potluck.
You'll just supply it all.
Tell her it's a potluck. And then make
Yes.
everything.
Yes, I will make everything. I will make
You could
it.
even select a dish from each of their areas and have it made and brought in
Yes.
as representing their area.
They will enjoy. I will make certain that each of them is given a dish specifically designed to their liking.
That did sound evil, by the way.
Including potato salad.
That, not so much.
That's not so
It's that
evil.
evilly, but potato salad, you can't really make that evil.
No.
No, like nobody ever
serve-
goes into an evil lair and goes, "Hey, you know what's for dinner? Potato salad."
Yes.
Maybe we should do that sometime. Next time
I'd
we
like
go
Just
to
to really
revenge.
confuse people.
Yeah.
I shall ensure that the gazpacho is served cold.
That's generally how you're supposed to
That's
serve it.
usually how you should serve it.
Yes, but like cold, like revenge, like revenge. It.
Are you trying to sound evil right now?
No, I'm trying to sound interesting.
Why are you
Oh
comparing
my
it to
god,
revenge?
I'm trying too hard.
Just relax.
Go for a
Have something
nice
to drink.
soak in the tub.
Be
with
yourself.
some Salt.
Oh, yeah, you take care of this and enjoy your turn. I'm going to go get a mani-pedi.
Okay.
Look,
Oh,
if
that
you're
actually sounds
ever
really
just
nice.
at a loss, kill off an assassin who's after her. That is always guaranteed to work.
Oh, should I hire an assassin that I could kill?
No.
No. No.
Generally,
no,
no.
that actually makes it worse.
Oh. Could you
Also-
hire an assassin that I could kill?
Also,
That would be a national incident
yeah.
Oh, yes, I suppose.
That's
it would.
called war.
and would be a horrible idea.
So I should, but I can't just wait for an assassin to come and attempt to kill the Sultan.
I'm just saying, if you're ever in a pinch and there happens to be an assassin, there's a way in.
Oh, into what?
Or you could take her out to a battlefield and fight and bravely slay your enemies.
Yeah, or you could just get stabbed. I could stab you.
Getting stabbed
That's
is less
also an
heroic,
option.
though.
I'll stab
But
myself if it gets us out of this conversation.
Just keep drinking, Catamus. Just drink it.
I'm on it.
already.
Went down the wrong pipe.
I thought dwarves are supposed to be good at drinking.
Yeah, ale, not mimosas.
Oh yeah. When can I hear that dirge?
It burned my throat and pineapple.
That'll do that.
Ah,
It's-
trying to change up the taste, are you?
Well, actually did inhale. So 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, I actually did inhale quite a bit of my beverage, and it's very, very citrus acidy. So hold on. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, it happens. I was trying to get that slurping noise for Catamus, and I just went. "Wait." So,
Oopsies.
yes, right.
Oops.
With that, I shall depart. I have an appointment with my esthetician. Oh, that's
Again.
just sight.
Estheticians, not evil.
There's nothing evil about it. I'm just.
I mean, if they're available later on, I'd love to get in to see them.
All right, yeah,
Oh,
you
really?
guys, it's a work in progress. We'll get there.
The only thing evil is, these nail beds. Pardon me. And he will get up and, Huey, Dewey, and the two dwarves will come out. Those aren't our names. And he'll grab his trail and train and carry his robe off with him, leaving you at the table. You've got about 5 minutes to chat before the valet shows up. Well, his the royal ambassador Harold shows up. Is there anything you guys talk about?
The first thing I want to say is it cruel if we let him remain charmed? Is that inhumane?
Is what inhumane about it? What's wrong? Charmed?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He obviously didn't know, taken by how he reacted to that question. I thought he knew.
Oh, no, I don't think anyone knows.
No.
I think that's a secret.
They're talking about the
Mhm.
fish man thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly. And the fact that people don't know about that.
Where do our morals stand? Do we allow him to continue being charmed by the Sultana? I don't think she
honestly seems relatively harmless to begin with, but maybe Mars, you can sound her out a bit.
I mean,
yes.
he could just be a simp.
But just fair enough.
I honestly think that that's more the case in this in this.
And he seems.
Situation.
But is his happiness an illusion?
Kelly, could I do an insight check on his simpiness?
Sure.
Like, can you even cure a simp? I didn't know that was
that's
possible.
a 17 on simp check.
Simp check? I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. He could be charmed. But let me just put it this way. He could be charmed, but he's also pulling heavy levels of simp.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty simpy. He could be charmed, but honestly, I think he's just a giant simp.
Do you mean it as in like a magical charm, or just that he's been taken in by her wiles?
No, I think
magical.
Referencing that abelisks can enslave people.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So she's a fish person.
Or was
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so her family, like, they came in, and they evicted the old royal house, eh?
Yes.
Something like that.
So where did the fish come from?
Wherever they wanted to, honestly.
She replaced the original? I don't know.
I feel like it just doesn't make any. I feel like we're missing something here.
We are probably missing something.
Probably missing a lot.
Does she know she's a fish?
Maybe there's an answer in the mines.
Yeah, I really want to go into the mines. The Loxodon got really cagey when I was talking with him about it.
About the mines?
Yeah, because I said, I was stuck in a crystal. And he was like, oh, like the ones in the mines. And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, and then clammed right up. And he said he was really bad about pretending. Yeah.
So maybe we should go there because there might be more of your people.
Yeah.
So we might get some answers in the mines.
I think we should definitely make sure we go to the mines.
Well,
yes.
Although before we go to the mines, I should probably change into my actual good, like, mine diving clothes.
I haven't been in a mine in quite a while. Actually, it's been like 3 months since we were in a mine.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, I remember that was the time with where we... Cadmus will take a look at Asa and go, you know, when we were...
It's okay, you can say it.
We were in the, you know, the deep place.
Yeah.
With all the exploding rocks.
Yeah.
And what was left of...
Oh, lass, I know you probably want to have some closure, but I really hope we don't run into any more fecking dragons.
Right? Who would have thought that they'd be so complicated?
Every storybook.
Yeah, but it's like, you read the stories and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. But then you find them in real life, and they're not that crazy. And they're in fact just a cool person that you want to hang out with. But no, then they go off and be crazy.
Who's crazy? You'll hear from around the corner as this short little furry man who can only be the Alfar Gorwin wanders around. Walk, 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 walk. Who's crazy? You talking about me?
Oh, no, just another friend of ours.
Oh yeah, anybody who'd be friends with you, definitely crazy. Way wacko.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Positively loony. Anyway, I've got your itinerary for today. So I hear that you wanted to go tour the mines, and I've cleared it with Lady Argsigel. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Then let's see. There's also a tour of the Loxodon camps, if you'd be willing to go out into the savannah. There's also the Dwarven settlement. There's a nice ale hall there, if anybody wants to drink anything. Get some lunch there. They're big on stew and meat and root vegetables and mushrooms. Very, very big on mushrooms. Then I'm to have you back by 4 o'clock. Into wardrobe. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not informed? When the Sultana heard you were coming, she hired an express teleportation service. There's a gentleman showing up at 2 o'clock today to begin setting up for a production. Let's see. He checks a notebook. Revenge of the Goblin Queen.
Sounds good.
My body is ready.
How many of us are gonna be in that?
There's a villainous role that needs to be filled still. So whoever wants to be in that, but definitely there's going to be room for extras.
I mean, I'm always down to be a villainess.
Well,
it's like a childhood dream.
You'll probably have to audition with the Sultana, but practice your lines. I have a few test lines for you to go over. Actually, I'll hand out pamphlets, and it's lines from a play called The Drawing of the Fates. It's a classic, everybody knows. It's basically the Marlon Brando bit from Stop type of thing. Drawing of the Fates by Kurzak. A classic. So yeah, practice that, and we'll hold auditions at can you be back by 3? What time is it right now? It's about 11. Yeah, it's only 4 hours for a tour. That's not great. Well, be back by 3:30 then.
Okay.
Sound good?
Lovely.
Great.
Let's hit the tour.
All right, come with me. And how did you enjoy the chair? Penisy enough for you?
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Plenty penisy, right? It's an odd design choice.
I
normally don't
It's
eat
very strong design choice.
Right.
Very unique.
Very bold.
Bold is a good term for it.
Well, it's actually a modular dining set.
Oh.
You don't say.
Well, yeah, it's a full table set now, but in the winter, it's a little patio set. Shrinks. And I'll start walking off.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let me tell you,
That was
set
pretty funny.
really blew us away.
Good job. Waka waka.
All right, let's go look at the mines.
Ouch!
And with that, he will take you off to look at the mines. Fadia, can you make me a charisma roll for that joke? I want to see how badly you failed.
I think it should be a charisma save.
That's a 16. Wait, no, it's the charisma. 15.
15? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody. We're back. This is the part of the program. Oh, it was just me and Robin doing it, I think. And Robin's out of focus now.
Yeah,
hey, everybody, welcome
because
back.
if I did that, I would throw something out. I can't just rotate. I have to be careful.
Did you?
I don't want to give myself a headache.
I just gave myself a headache. So hi everybody, welcome back. This is the part of the program where we talk to the chat. I hope you're all doing well. Folks, it is chat time. People were asking about coffee. Don't forget to use code DorkTales to save 20% off of your Bones coffee order, because it really does help. Also, they have a Spider-Man flavor that's available if you live in the States. We just ordered 8 bags of it to Traz's house.
Yeah. So I can't say that's my favorite, but I'm sure it's going to be good. But I have not tasted it, so I won't say it.
What, the web slinger is your favorite?
Well, yeah, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good because it's like
probably
a flavor I enjoy, but I haven't tried it yet, so I don't want to.
What flavor is rough? Which one was rough weather?
It's oatmeal cream pie.
Oh, that's right.
So I put in the chat.
Oh, okay.
As well. But yes.
Yeah, you know what I gotta say though? I'm gonna be honest with you, because folks, when it comes to sponsors and paid stuff, I like to be 100% honest. I just got a bag of mustachio, the pistachio flavor one. Don't do it. Don't. It's really acidic. It's really like, it tastes like fake amaretto. It's very much just like, oh.
So if you like acidic coffee, get the pistachio.
Sure. Do that. I would not suggest it. It tastes like some other amaretto flavored coffee. It's pistachio, which is weird that it tastes like that. And then what's the other one that I had? It was, Robin, I was telling you about it the other day. What was it? Wasn't
the salted caramel was weird.
Yeah, the salted caramel was too much. Like, it was too much for me. But I might have just brewed it extra strong. You can't go wrong with the cheesecake though. The cheesecake, top notch.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm actually sad that they did a chocolate cheesecake last year for like Valentine's Day, and I didn't get a hold of that.
I really wanted the key lime pie.
Dude, the key lime pie used to be the best.
I don't know how you guys do fruit flavors in coffee. It just doesn't. Ugh.
Yeah, that doesn't really appeal to me.
I don't like the syrup. I don't like the syrup. I don't like the blueberry one, but the strawberry cheesecake does not taste like.
Wait, did you have the blueberry one?
No, I had the orange. I was saying.
No,
yeah, the orange chocolate one is
my favorite. The slight fake fruit berry flavor overlaid is just.
I'm American. I was raised in the Midwest, dude. Like, fake fruit flavor is what we do.
And Kelly, I was saying I don't like the flavored coffee syrup. Like, I don't do fruit flavored syrups.
Yeah, you can do. I find that you can do them, but you got to mix them with other stuff. Like, you can do like strawberry flavored syrup, but if you have to mix it with like chocolate, like it has to be like a thing, right? You can't just do strawberry. Well, no, I can do strawberry.
I just can't take those flavors mixed with coffee.
Yeah, the cherry syrup. Yeah,
chocolate or vanilla or nut flavors mixed with coffee are really good, but I can't take fruit.
Army of Dark Chocolate.
Have you not had that one?
No, I haven't ordered it in a long time, so I'm just looking at their menu right now. I like the look
Amy
of
has
electric
a bag of that right
unicorn.
now.
Use code DorkTales to save 20%.
I haven't cracked it open yet.
I really like Cookies and Dreams.
Cookies and Dreams, good.
It's gonna be a present.
Bones is really good. They're really good. Go buy coffee if you like coffee. Do it. I am so upset. I know I'm going to be upset because I just ordered 8 bags of the Rice Krispie flavored Spider-Man one, and they're going to put a mug out the second that the coffee shows up. And I'm going to have to do another order to get the Spider-Man mug because I'm obsessed. Also, did you know that Spider-Verse is out right now, and that you should, if you're going to see it, a big screen is a good place to see it. That is all I'm going to say. That's my review. If you want to see it, a big TV or a big screen is ideal. Also, apparently The Flash is coming out in like 2 days, and do people care about that?
I'll just go catch up on the CW show.
Apparently, the Flash movie is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, according to a lot of reviewers.
But the actor is kind of
Ezra Miller's kind of a piece of shit. But that's from I hear he is, or they are. I hear they are. Yeah.
Wait,
well, I'm not going to drink them all.
Coffee club now? Bones has a coffee club.
It's not okay. The coffee club's not worth it if you live in Canada though, because the shipping's so high, right? Because it's monthly. That's why we do these giant bulk orders, is so that the shipping is cheap.
Apparently, they're saying that their peanut butter and jelly Bones cups are going to be leaving.
No, I like the peanut butter and jelly one. No, Bones, why you got to streamline your menu, guys? Just have tons of coffee that nobody buys except for me.
The cup.
Oh, it's just
Like
the
we're
cup.
saying.
Is it just the
Not
K
the
cup? I don't care about
coffee.
the K cups.
Oh, okay. The art on the boxes is pretty cute though too.
Yeah.
Like
Check out
I
the
really
mugs.
like. Ooh.
The mugs are like
Okay.
real expensive, but like they're hand thrown. They're really nice. I've got like 4 of them.
Yeah.
In fact, I think most of the Dork Tales production team has at least one each. So I know, Robin, you have 2.
Hats. Let me see the hats.
The hats.
Oh,
it's
it's not
a
great.
cool company.
Actually, I
so
think
yeah,
I want to get the Cinnabon mug. That's a really swanky looking mug style. I like that.
the Cinnabon's a swanky flavor. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns that they want to address with us? Please let us know in the chat. I'll give you my honest opinion on anything. Yep. I really do like hand-thrown mugs. So tonight's game is going to be slightly shorter, and the next episode will be slightly longer, at least than this episode. Quick reminder as well that this weekend, Dork Tales is submitting to Onyx Path Publishing Con, and during Onyx Path Publishing Con, you're going to have a bunch of games on Dork Tales that aren't going to be ran by us, but some of them will be. Onyx Path Publishing Con is a online convention for Onyx Path that takes over a number of channels and broadcasts all sorts of actual plays and panels. You definitely want to tune in on Friday. I'm going to be running a Trinity Core game. Then I'm going to be in a panel about streaming. Then on Saturday, I am running an episode of Aberrant, the superhero tabletop role-playing game from Onyx Path. And then Krista is running a Pugmire game, and I am in a community content panel because I write for the community content portion of Onyx Path. And then on Sunday, there is a Mage the Ascension game that is going to be ran here, set in the 1990s. So y'all build your damn characters if you're in that game. And you can wear the exact same clothes that are popular today. Huh. Funny how that works. The other thing is that there is a little thing going on right now called the Crit Awards. The Crit Awards is it's an award show for tabletop role-playing game community people, and Christine is nominated for Best Indie Player. So if you have not done so, go to the Crit Awards right now. Can we get a link in the chat? And we'll put a link down below. Everybody, voting closes on the 20th? Something like that. So please go vote for Christine. She's listed as Lady Liliana. She's on page 2. You can just vote for one person if you don't know anybody else on the list. But I would also remind you that Blackwater D&D, Dead Aussie Gamer, and some other of our friends are on there as well. So if you like them, maybe go vote for them.
What's the link for that?
It's going in the chat in just a sec. Somebody grab it.
Sweet.
Crit. All right, fine. I'll do it.
Sorry, I was browsing Bones's website and social media to see if they put out a thing for if they're doing a Spider-Man mug.
They said on their Facebook, because I was asking whether or not they were shipping to Canada or not, and right under it was, so when are we getting a mug? And they said working on it.
Ha!
So
Nice.
So there is the link. Already voted for me, or for Lady. All right. And next year, vote for all of us because we're gonna sweep the damn thing. It'll be good. It'll be good. We'll have a concerted effort. We'll take it by storm. All right. Any last thing before we head back into game? We have a little bit of lore drop, and then we're gonna probably call it. Hey, happy to help you get some coffee. All right. Nothing else from cast? Nothing else from chat? Then let's get ready to...
At the end of this, I'm going to check it. I found the episode with the tattoos. I just need to find the information about the tattoos.
Your stats are updated accordingly. So
yeah, my stats are good. So I just need to actually...
write down what the stat is, so if I ever put you in a Dispel Magic field. Yeah.
Exactly.
Probably useful. All right. Hello and welcome back to the Shards of Nyrn here on Dork Tales. Gorwyn takes you around and up into the higher platforms. Up above the palace. Now, unlike last time, you're not forced to use the stairwell. He takes you to an elevator in the center of it. This large lift that appears to be used for some type of freight, perhaps. There's numerous scuff marks along the grating, the steel floor. And as he takes you over, he goes, come on in. This will be a pretty easy trek up. I hope you don't mind. It is a little bit of a ways away, but it's worth it, really.
Yeah.
All right, and here we go. With that, it rises up along the mountainside of the palace, and soon you are tens, 50, 100 feet above the ground, looking out over the massive garden, over the savannas of Rochernon. As you continue your ascent, he turns and looks at you and... So, any big plans?
Just seeing the sights.
Fair. Yeah. So, how about that weather?
It's really nice.
You know, I'm really thinking of getting like a magic mouth installed in this thing so they can play like some music on the way up.
Oh, that would be a good idea. So then you don't have to deal with awkward silences.
Do this, right? None of this, right?
What, you don't like small talk?
I like big talk. Big talk is better.
I do. Big talk is a lot more fun than small talk, yeah.
Right?
So, what is the worst childhood memory that you can recall?
Whoa,
Well-
gang deep.
Big talk.
Big talk.
Okay.
Well, I remember I'm an Alfar, so I remember the moment of my birth.
Oh.
It was messy and hairy. It was pretty great.
Was it great because
Second-
you were born?
Yeah. I mean, you know. I mean, of course, the second after I was born, of course, I'm an Alfar, so I, of course, have intimate knowledge of my doom.
Wait, what?
Well, when an Alfar's born, we know when we're gonna die.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
that's awful.
It's not terrible. I mean, you know, it helps you plan. You know, you start getting, like, funeral letters in the mail a year before, and, you know, and, no
you-
banks will give you loans.
Have the same sense of like foreshortened future that people get if they have trauma, or
I mean,
do you just, because it's something that you all have, is it just doesn't come up?
Does it
Well,
seem weird to us
so
that
are
we
you-
don't know that when we're gonna die?
yeah, that would be a
Are
little
you
weird to me.
functionally immortal? If you know that you're dying like
Oh,
in 5 years,
That's
if
when I
someone
will.
stabs you,
No, it's if I'm not killed, I'll die when I'm 616.
oh.
How old are you now?
Okay, see, so that still means that there's a lot of
old am I right
opportunities
now?
for things to get spicy. So,
Oh, I love spicy. Let's see. I'm 616. Let's see. Oof. Well, I mean, it's been a long run. What day is it?
Asen will say the day, the date.
Okay, so I'm 579 and 4 months.
So you've
Okay.
got 40 years left?
Oof. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good.
No.
Do you know how it's gonna happen, or are you just gonna?
Well, I mean, this is just like I could just like step off the elevator right now and check out early, I guess.
Yeah, fair. That isn't always an option.
No,
You
it just
pay
it's
for the room. Why would you check out early?
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like I can call for a late checkout. Like my life essence returns to the cosmos on that day at 3:23 p.m. Means I get to get brunch.
Yeah,
Should be really
that's a
good
bonus.
brunch.
Yeah, but unfortunately, if there's like something on in the evening, like if there's a play that I wanted to go to that day, I can't make it. You know,
I guess you'll just have to try and plan all your plays. Make sure you're.
it's
up
kind
to
of rough.
date.
It's on a Friday. You never know what happens on a Friday.
Oh,
Right.
That's true. That's the worst day for unexpected things to come up.
Well, and at 3 p.m., I'm just prepping for the weekend, and then I'm dead.
Yeah, like you'd think it would at least wait until like the Monday morning, right?
Right, wouldn't that be nice? But no, it's 616 days to the, years to the day. For me, at least. Not everybody gets quite as much, but, ding! The elevator reaches the top.
Big talk.
So when are you gonna die?
Don't know.
The elevator... Well, that sounds terrifying. Gorwin looks at you, and then the elevator opens, and you are going to see Lady Lairs Argsiegel standing in front of you, her hair immaculately pinned up behind her head, dressed in a red riding jacket with, like, thigh-high leather boots, looking very much like, almost like a German officer, like, in, like, the Regency era. Kind of looks over at you, cocks an eyebrow up. I have a feeling that I came in an interesting part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Every conversation's interesting when we're involved.
Truth.
It's true. All of it. The Force. All of it. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I heard that you wanted a tour of the mines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Please. Come this way. Have you ever ridden in a train car before? Allow me to show you the amazing locomotive.
Fantastic.
She takes you over to this long, extended train car with gilded wood along the outside. It's covered in coal dust and various types of other rock dusts. But you can see the gilding clearly beneath it. It's ornate and not terribly practical. Steam bellows out of one of the tubes in the front, but the steam is coming out this bright, bright blue.
Huh.
So, hop in, enjoy. The cushions are quite plush. It's a quick ride inside.
So how does this thing power? How does it move? Magic?
Of course it's magic. What else would you think it would be? Come on, up in, up in. Oh, I'm sorry. Priestess. And she will kick a foot up, and this secondary step will go ka-chunk. This little step stool will pop out. Made of this kind of gilded wrought iron. Filigreed wrought iron, I should say. I mean, it's just a mine. Just a mine. I think you'll like what you see. Just one thing. When we get in there, no touching.
But
like
now
each
I
other.
gotta touch it more, thanks, Mars.
All right, everybody in? Do you all?
Let's go.
Okay. So the train car it's more like a cable car in its kind of size and scope, big enough for about a dozen of you. You all load up in. The seats are quite plush, but they're a bit dusty on the inside. But it's not as bad as it could be, I suppose. And pardon me one second. Right, and as you head inside, she will pull a door shut, and on the inside of the door, you will see that there is an actual crank to hermetically seal this, like a bulkhead, and she. It'll help with the pressure differentiation. One moment, and she heads to the front of the car, leans through a little window, and speaks to the person in the front. Full speed, let's go. And with that, the train will begin coursing forward. The wheels spin. You can hear the chung 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 as each of you are propelled forward on this kind of vibrating tram. So, Gorman left you with me. Interesting. So, a tour. Well, with a pair of dwarves here, I imagine that you already know quite a bit about mining. Well, except, Priestess, I believe your sister said that you were a hill dwarf, so I won't assume knowledge.
I have the basic knowledge.
Do any of you have any questions, comments, concerns before we head inside of the actual structure?
You mentioned not to touch anything. Was that a security, for the mines, or for us, or some other reason?
Just because one of the last times we were in a mine, everything started exploding, so...
What?
What we have ahead of us is something very interesting. See, there's a deposit of a specific substance inside of the mine. The Skullknock dwarves call it, very erroneously, I might say, dragon amber. Now, I know the theory that many dragons, during battles historic, sheltered and safeguarded their eggs and kin inside of a protective amber-like substance in order to protect them from the ravages of time and the sticky hands of treasure hunters. That's not what we're dealing with here, although I can see why the dwarves would assume it's similar in scope, shape, color. But this stuff is far more interesting, which is why I'm here on behalf of the Empire of Emrys. It's my job to acquire and process this unique mineral. I would suggest you not touch it simply because it is not your property. It belongs to the nation of Emrys. Also, it's highly conductive, so if you touch it, it will be very unpleasant, especially with a bare hand. Fadia.
Does this sound very familiar to me?
Not even remotely.
Doesn't sound okay. Doesn't sound like the Chrysalis Archives at all.
No, strangely not. You can make me a history roll.
Okay.
Or an arcana roll.
I feel they're both the same. 25 for history.
No, it sounds very dissimilar.
Okay.
You could try to probe more, though.
Yeah.
Now, does it sound even remotely similar to any of the actual dragon amber that we have encountered?
That stuff was inert. It wasn't conductive at
Really?
all.
Didn't anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But feel free to try to. Yeah.
It's conductive? Like, does it produce its own sort of charge, or you can throw charge into it?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. This tram is actually... Well, you notice the blue smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll give you an example. And tugging down on one of her gloves, she'll reach down, pull a knife from her belt, and will cut a small hole in the carpeting of the car. There, with the tip of it, she'll just gently pry back the carpeting, exposing the metal of the tram beneath it. Touch it.
Fadia will touch it.
Okay, make me a con save.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. Ooh, boy. Do I want to use my inspiration? I don't know if I want to. You know, I'm going to use my inspiration that we get. Because I rolled a 5.
Okay.
16 plus 5, that's much better. That's a 21.
It has about the jolt of like touching a low-powered cattle fence. So it's very much like, like it stings a tiny bit, but it doesn't hurt you. It's just, almost like just like a static shock when you accidentally touch someone after scruffing your feet on a rug too much. Ambient discharge through the car. She'll put the carpet back down. This train is running on the stuff right now.
Fascinating.
Oh.
Interesting, right?
So, is it the only thing that's mined here?
There are other things. There was a diamond mine. That's how the dwarves originally started, trying to get precious stones. There were diamonds, coal seams, of course, and so on. But they found an ancient deposit. It's actually quite interesting. Look out the window. Looking out the window, you can see, as you're headed toward the mountains, you can see the majority of Rotranon, seeing that you're like damn near a quarter mile in the air at this point. What do you see? Take a nice look. And as she's gesturing out, I'd like anybody who wants to make me a nature roll.
15.
15?
8.
8?
Why am I the worst druid? That's a natural 1?
You have inspiration.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
But we can't use inspiration on nat ones, right?
Oh, that's true, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Malia, you can actually do me a favor. Malia can roll this with advantage.
I
Because of
rolled
stone
a
cutting.
2.
You rolled a 2?
I rolled a 2.
Nice.
Oh, you have to re-roll for advantage. Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
you can re-roll. You can just roll again. Tell me if you get better. 20 is enough.
Yeah, actually, I did. I rolled a 19 that time, so that is 25.
Crap. Okay, so looking out, Cadamus is going to kind of scrunch up his nose and look out as well because he got a 22. The dwarves know shit. Everybody else, what Rotranon is situated, it is a bowl-like valley in between a series of jagged mountains. The Boartusk Mountains, the Skullknock Mountains, all manner of mountains that are... It's a very strange environ through here. And as you are looking out over it, there is something weird about it. Although... it's kind of... anybody who rolled a 15 or higher is going to notice that from here, you can just kind of get a look at the landscape through some of the mountains. Because not all the mountains are like perfectly sheltering this. Some of the southern mountains are... definitely there are some gaps and valleys that lead out. And from this angle, you can see that the outside landscape is a higher ground level. Significantly. The mountains are quite steep, and actually many of them even slightly curve inward, kind of like cupped fingers, like this. But the ground level inside of the valley is maybe quite eroded. Maybe, however, if you got a 20 or higher looking at this, Rotranon looks like it was probably formed through either incredible amounts of erosion, which is very strange because you think it would have affected the mountains a bit more, since the mountains are so bowl-shaped. You think it's from an impact.
Ooh, so like a crater.
The entire Rotranon Valley is a crater.
Oh.
A crater roughly the size of Oahu. For those of you who know Hawaii at all.
That's a decent-sized crater.
That's a decent-sized crater. It's a decent
Did we
sized
once
crater.
have like dinosaurs?
You still have dinosaurs.
Like a pre-dinosaur dinosaur that got wiped out by the impact, like
Maybe.
event of this.
Roll me history with disadvantage.
Okay.
2 nat 20s, here we go.
2 nat 20s. Got like
11!
11. I don't know. Could have been the age of the first gods.
It wiped the gods out.
Yeah, sure. Go with that.
Sorry, I'm really tired, so I'm starting to feel like really stupid silly. Makes for more fun though.
See? The entire thing.
I don't.
Well, there's a bunch
What
of...
are we looking at?
The reason that there are a lot of diamond mines around here is high pressure. Thousands and thousands of years
makes
ago,
sense.
something big impacted the side of, well, this.
We're in a crater. Tia.
Yep. Rotranon
Oh.
was...
Oh.
The center of Rotranon was once mountainous.
Interesting.
If you look at it, most of the mountains here reformed in waves.
Huh.
Interesting. Do you know how long ago this impact was?
We're still researching it, but there are some things that we found that help us date it a bit. It's a bit privileged, though. Not as old as you'd think. How about that?
Depends. I can think pretty old. Oh wait, no, you said not as old as I think. Yes.
Well, you're a scholar.
Mm-hmm.
Make a guess.
Age of Woe?
It's my personal theory that it's tied to the destruction of Illyria. She looks up, where you can just see sparkling in the horizon the fragments of the third moon. That's my theory. I'm not certain. But we are finding things every day. Being a bit of an archaeologist myself, I find it very, very interesting.
I'm happen to be a little bit of an archaeologist as well. I know information is privy, but since we're helping out the Vizier and the Sultana, maybe I could get like a little sneak peek, if at all. I'd love to see that.
Make me a persuasion roll.
I spent my inspiration already. The fucks.
Is anybody, and people could help if they wanted to?
I rolled
gift her?
a 19, so that's a
Oh,
21. I will use
Never mind.
determination to make
Okay.
that a what's our +5, so 21, 26.
26. Okay.
I love these astral set dice from Bookwyrm.
All right. What say the rest of you then? You want to go see something interesting?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half the fun of being adventuring.
Do I have your word that you're not going to try to interfere with what I show you?
Is what you're gonna show us code for trying to kill us? Because then we'll interfere.
I'm not going to kill you.
Then yeah, that's fine.
Do I have your word, all of you, that you won't try to adventure meddle, whatever you adventurers do?
I think metal is a pretty good word, actually.
I can't
mean,
complain.
as long as you're not like actively enslaving or murdering people through it.
Yeah, genocide's a bad
Like
thing.
I draw the line at evil actions.
Yeah.
So active is the operative word. I see.
Yes.
So passive enslavement was fine.
I'm not quite sure how you could passively enslave, so I would still consider it an action, a choice.
Is there something inside the mine?
Do I have your word?
Yes.
Can I insight her?
Insight!
You can definitely try.
I'm gonna use my,
I
my
will definitely
inspiration
try.
for this.
I got a
Oh.
natural 1.
I got a natural 20.
Here's my-
boy.
Okay, insight with inspiration.
So insight is 27 for me.
Deception for me is 31.
I'm gonna cry.
Jesus.
I
Okay,
dual
Anna.
5s.
I rolled a nat 20, sorry.
My goodness. I got a nat 1, so... Yeah, no, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, what'd you get total, Amy?
With insight, I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be a 9 because I think I only have
Okay.
a +4, and that's dual 5s, so I'm not doing super hot.
So
Goodness.
Malia, she absolutely is something is fishy. You're not sure what, but she definitely is hard nosing it here. Just so you know, the mines are property of the nation of Emrys, and I don't think you want 2 nations hunting you down.
Yeah, okay.
Your Highness. She gives you a wink.
I keep forgetting that. Oh, this was after. This was before me.
You know what?
You seem-
Don't worry. I have no direct contact with the, what is it, Ardul of the elves.
I think Tia's trying to remember what the actual title is. If that's even correct.
Mally's gonna be muttering under her breath about stuck-up pricks who jump to conclusions.
Oh,
The
we're almost
Eurasian
there.
Empire wouldn't put us in that position of having
You wouldn't
to
put
stand
us in
by.
that position.
Right.
Look, as an emissary of Emrys, I have to say that you are far more interesting as allies than enemies.
Fair enough.
Right? Wow. We're almost there. Any other questions I can answer?
How
I'm
did
just gonna-
Emrys come to own the mine here? Emrys is a long ways away, right?
Presume
Across
some
the
sort
ocean.
of trade negotiation?
She bites her lip a little bit. You can see like the plush plum color of her lipstick kind of like blooms against her teeth as she does that. Someone had to finance the hostile takeover.
Fair enough. Okay. That makes sense.
The Sultana's father had significant interest in the region, and so did we. He sought us out, and we provided him with a discretionary force.
Oh, okay. That actually makes a lot of sense.
We should be there any second now. If you do come by, though, if you ever do make your way south, I strongly suggest you check out some of the sites in Emrys. You seem like people of culture.
And we'll probably end up there sometime.
If you do, say hello to my brother. He'll take very good care of you. He's at the fortress of Kazaluxia. It's one of the most radiant jewels of the Empire's dominion.
Hmm.
What's your brother's name?
Ah,
Your brother's name?
Allurian. Lord Allurian Argseagle.
All right. So
And here we are.
Time to not interfere, I guess?
Please. I think you're going to like this. It's a weird one. And if I know adventurers well, weird is what you do best.
You're not wrong.
With that, the car will come to a stop, and she will pull open the door after decompressing it. Inside is a mine that is illuminated with blue pluming lights. In the distance, you can hear a dog barking that you imagine is probably Horatio, her mage dog. Outside, inside of the mine itself, the ground is solid. There are wooden planks that have been built into the floor to allow a bit of a gangway or catwalk through it. We're in one of the lower levels now, but I think that you will appreciate this. This is one of the older sections of what is today Rotranon. And she starts walking down the hall. Do you follow?
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Oh, totally, yeah. 100%.
You find yourself in a mine that is very much a catacomb. Almost like a honeycomb, actually, if I can say so, with splintering passageways networking around. Dwarves, if you want to make a stone cunning roll, you can make a history roll just to check the integrity of this. There are steel girders reinforcing the ceiling in places. The cavern walls seem well dug. Malia, what'd you get?
What is that roll again?
History.
History. Okay. That is 17.
17? It seems pretty sturdy. You're not worried about any type of cave-in or anything like that. But looking at some of these mines, you can see that at the beginning of this, as the lower levels, there are quite a few like ancient pick marks, and it looks like at one point this was probably was a diamond mine that has been expanded out and honeycombed. Inside of this, wooden steps have been hammered into it, and she takes you down. The walk is significant. You can hear the sound of runoff moving through the cave walls, and as you progress downward, 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 the sound of lava flow becomes heard in the background. Some of these passageways go very deep indeed. And as you continue onward, you lose track of how many stairs you step down. 10, 20, 50, 100. Until you feel like the earth itself is beginning to swallow you up. Can I get everybody to do me a favor and make me a wisdom save? As you go deeper into the mine, the walls begin changing color.
18 for me.
18?
16.
16? Good.
19.
19? Good.
24.
24?
I'm glad I have a +9 to wisdom save, so that makes it a 13.
13? As you are headed deeper and deeper, the walls begin to take on a brilliant quartz yellow complexion. And Tia, as you go deeper into the mines, you'll start to feel your throat begins to feel kind of tight. You'll be able to push through, but being this deep, you can feel an internal pressure inside of your mind. It's uncomfortable being down here. It's like being at the bottom of the ocean. It's just around the corner here. And as she leads you, you'll start to see bits of the wall that are quarantined off. It looks almost like tree sap or candle wax, but stone. It drips like candle wax, though, or at least it did at one point. And as you round the corner, you'll see the walls are made with more and more of the stuff. Little arcs of white and blue electricity jolt insides of the walls, causing flashes in the hallway. And around the corner she takes you, where you see more and more of this stuff, as well as a pair of humans dressed in full-body leather suits. Like big, baggy, almost like hazmat suits made of this slick black leather that Asen will immediately recognize as the same fabric, the same hide as a displacer beast.
Ooh.
They have big, thick visors like a knight would, but rimmed with some type of translucent quartz. They're mining into one of these giant hollows of this amber-like substance. And as you're approaching, it seems very similar to what you found Farah in. But different. And as you were looking around, encased inside of this, you are going to see that there are bits of what look like machinery. Asen and Tia,
Yeah.
encased in the amber-like substance, you are going to see that these two humans that are moving through and trying to excavate are trying to free equipment that looks similar to what you found inside of the ship back on Valimar. Looks like a console panel of some type. The room with the ghost man.
Oh, okay. Wow, this makes a lot more sense now.
Huh.
Oh, I haven't shown you the best part yet.
Oh,
Come through the hallway.
well, okay then.
We started finding these, but this is the first one that we've actually managed to excavate. Well, almost. It's still trying to get it out without damaging it. Come on. And she ducks low. Don't touch the walls. They're still quite conductive. She ducks down, and this is one of the reasons that dwarves would be excellent for this, right? I imagine that's very useful with the mining, not having to worry about height nearly as much. Plus the powerful builds. Good for mining. Naturally suited to it. Me, I bang my head every time I come down in a place like this.
Yeah, fair enough. I feel that as Asians like bend over in half.
Or they eventually evolved.
Perhaps. So she heads inside of this almost like a drilled hole about 5.5 feet tall. Eventually, though, about 30 feet in, it's cleared up kind of more in a kind of almost like a light bulb shape, like the entrance, and that it kind of is like an open corridor that they've mined out. And there, in the wall, you are going to notice that there are quite a few of these large crystalline shapes, about the size around as about the size of a what's about the size of, how to describe this? What is that size? I'm blanking. It's not as big as a kayak. What the hell am I thinking of? All I can think at this point is it's about half the size of a surfboard.
Like
Paddleboard?
a boogie board?
Yeah, like a boogie board. was not exactly what I wanted to say there, but embedded in the amber, you are going to see these diamondoid shapes, these rhomboid shapes, I suppose I should say, about 3 feet tall by about 2 feet wide. One has been excavated around, almost like a gem being ready to be plucked from a wall. Tia.
Do they look kind of like capsules?
Kind of.
And do they look anything like anything we saw when we were on Valimar?
They don't
'Cause we
look dissimilar from some of that stuff. It looks
Okay.
like the same type of stuff, but these are definitely crystalline in origin. They're very opaque, and you can see that they're very cloudy, like a quartz gem with like almost like a smoke inside of it.
Does this look anything like what Fadia's seen?
Make me a history roll.
All right. Oh my god, this dice does in fact love me. 26.
26? Similar. Very similar, like very, very similar. Like you would say that maybe like, yeah, maybe not exactly your stuff, but
So this kind of looks like the interior of the ship we were in, eh?
kind of. Wow, this hollowed out area. And there's this large crystalline structure that's jutting out of where the wall has slowly been mined around it to try to remove it gently, like plucking a piece of fruit out of a fruit cake without damaging it, right? Like plucking, trying to not scrape it up at all. And she'll smile back and say, "Do any of you have a light?"
No. Actually. Oh, actually, yes, I do. Sorry, I totally do.
Light.
And I was just gonna say I cast daylight.
All right, so you cast light, and then daylight is going to flood through. Malia, as you cast light, point blank, the room is going to begin to glow, and you're going to see that inside of this amber-like structure, there are dozens of these large gems dotting through it. The light is going to refract inside. And Malia, from where you are, as you cast light on your hammer, you'll see that, like, the big gem that's been partially excavated is very cloudy on the inside, but there's something there. Move the light source closer. And she'll smile and step aside.
And I guess Aeson's gonna step right up to it with her light.
Daylight's in a specific location, so it would need to be the light spell that moves.
Mm.
Yeah, daylight's
okay.
a 60-foot radius spell.
So
Yeah,
Malia
okay.
will move closer.
Do you hold your hammer up to it? Because you're
Yeah.
casting light on your hammer, I'm assuming.
Whatever works, really. It's just that you cast it on an object.
As you hold it up, the light of the room you'll be able to see very clearly. And as you hold the light source directly next to it, the inside of the gem clears. And you will see the form of a small, not quite fully formed infant.
Humanoid?
Humanoid.
Was it just Tia and Aeson that were on the ship?
Just you two and Farah.
Oh, and Farah.
And
So-
Jaroon.
Aizen's gonna step up and look at this as well and be like, "Hey Tia, it's looks like kind of like the captain's kid on the ship."
Kind of. Not quite though.
Not exactly, but I mean, the surroundings definitely look like that ship.
Yeah.
Fadia's gonna turn on her star sight.
Okay. What are you trying to gather as you do that?
So, I mean, one, it turns on basically true sight, so if anything's weird. She's trying to gather... It's... Addition, probe the souls. Question about their nature. Who are you?
Okay. A name will come unbidden to your mind.
What? Mike? L?
I have no idea what that is. But if my theory's right, we're looking at some of the survivors of old Illyria.
I'd say that's about it. Yeah.
And the question is whether or not we can wake it up.
I would maybe suggest don't.
Come on. I thought you adventurers were into meddling.
Somewhat.
Yes, but we've already dealt with this similar thing before. And if it's the same thing, you don't need to worry about us meddling in it.
I think that's probably a great place to call game for tonight.
The second you wrote that in the chat,
I watched your
I was
brain
like-
default. It was great. You just like bloop,
Mm-hmm.
bloop. This is why you need to watch every game I run. Damn it.
yeah.
Yeah, because that name doesn't ring a bell for me.
Yeah, I was just like,
If you watch our Strixhaven game,
Ah.
Kelly's dad is named Montrell.
Amazing.
So if we don't wake up Michael, Kai doesn't exist.
That's right. So it's Pime Pterodox. Pime Pterodox.
pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
The time
Brontosaurus.
pterodactyl. Oh my god.
Time pterodactyl.
Time Pterodactyl. Somebody has to have one.
Oh,
So, folk, what's up?
Oh, just I know what Tia's thinking about because we had that whole situation on Valimar.
Oh,
Yeah,
So-
that.
Why?
Well, that's what
we were
Asen was
sealed.
saying. Like, maybe you shouldn't open it.
Yeah, is there any way to check?
No, there's not.
Great, of course. It's fine.
Bloody Emresians, Jesus.
Yay! I love Emrys. I love Emrys. You guys are gonna be
Me
so
too.
mad at me when the 15th shoe drops. I can't wait. I can't wait. I have a stinger line at the end of this chapter that's gonna make Amy shit a literal brick.
Really? Really? You're gonna
Yeah.
tell me that now?
Yeah.
I like the fact that you and we talked about. I was saying in our private chat, I was like, "Oh, this is Kelly's Emery's theme that he used a lot in Emery's."
Oh, you mean Road to the Dark Tower by Raphael Crooks?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, exactly, Amy. Exactly.
It's a leitmotif. Un petit leitmotif.
Yeah, I am also screaming because so Fady doesn't know that, but I remember playing Giroud. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Also,
and
like,
anybody
my girl Ivy's twinging in her.
Yeah, like anybody from the Emery's game or who watched the Emery's game, we dealt with that a lot.
If you haven't, folks, you should
definitely
also prepare yourself for the game that's coming after Arcos. Although Arcos is no slouch in lore either.
I love this.
What's coming after Arcos?
A little game that's starting in December/January. It was supposed to start in November, but it got pushed back. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have all had a phenomenal day. Please do me a favor. Go check out our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games, and go to questchest.info to learn about their Kickstarter. You definitely want to do that. It's a really cool thing. And if enough people back it, we're going to run a chest quest, a pirate-themed adventure from them, where that's a little more digital-themed here. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I also want to do a big thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/dorktales, where you get, honestly, for $5 a month minimum, you get one of the best deals on the internet. You get additional, like, almost 50% additional content in advance here, and you support the channel directly. So please consider joining. It's fantastic. We're at 150 patrons right now, and I would love to see that go up, because I'll run an Avatar The Last Airbender game at 200 or something else. You guys can vote on it. I want to do a big thank you.
I would say if you're bored on Sundays, that's usually when we're running a Patreon game. Is usually like Technocracy and Raid Citadel are both on Sundays. So, if you're bored and want to fill a day.
Right.
And come watch Star Trek once a month, because oh my god, it's amazing.
It was so funny.
Oh man,
it's so good. Folks, I love you big much. Big thank you to our divine patron, my mom, who still has not made a god, but I don't think she understands what she's supposed to do, so that's fine. That's mom stuff. To our demonic patron, Precarious, who may or may not have done something. To our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, and one person who I'm still waiting to hear back their name that they want to be credited as, but thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate you. And to our High Council, the Patreon, who keep the lights running. I'm yawning. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. But I need to thank Terran, Buddy, Trizelta, Amberthist, Cubby Gummy, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Sergio, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Sorcerer Sanguine, Mike Baxter, and introducing Kaelin Whitebeard. Thank you very much for joining the High Council. Yes, Nacro, Power Rangers game. You get everybody to vote on a Power Rangers game, we'll talk. But I don't know if the cast wants to dress in skin-tight spandex.
Excuse me.
Do you?
When
you want to just be like, pterodactyl. All right. So, folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're not on our Discord, go join our Discord, because it is hopping and it's a great way to communicate with us. If you ever have any questions about game running or anything like that, you can always @ Dorktales, me in the Discord, and I usually respond if you @ me. I'm not as good at responding if you don't, so @ me. I don't mind. Come at me, bro. And with that, check us out on all your socials. Have a fantastic night. We'll be back tomorrow night with Dragonlance. And then on Thursday, I'm doing a little recording session off stream for our Demon the Descent game. I hope you have a fantastic night. Thank you guys for playing. And we will see you in 2 weeks for another episode of The Shards of Nyrn. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.